Yay Media Group.
Hey guys, it's Stephanie.
I'm Trey.
This is your weekly dose of BS.
We need to discuss the Real Housewives of New York reboot.
Okay, the fact that my husband told me about this and not like today,
I am so proud.
as I was taking a shower, he said, "Oh, did you hear about New York?" And I said, "No, what?" And then he was like, "Oh, I guess they're moving, like some of the old ladies got together and they're moving to E." And I said, "That's so smart."
Yes.
Because
So
I feel like they were such a good cast. Love them or hate them, I felt like they were entertaining.
Jill has been campaigning for this, well, since her final season. But E has picked up Real Housewives of New York, which I think is so smart.
Is it going to be called that, or is it going to be called something else? Does Bravo own that name, or?
Well, Bravo owns E.
Oh yeah. So E's going to do.
I think what we're doing here is similar to what we did to Peacock. E needs a revival. E lost it all when they got rid of Chelsea Handler and the Kardashians. What does E have right now? They have nothing really going for them.
What do they have? Because I feel like they were kind of like the cool sister.
They had Total Divas
Bravo
for a
in a little
while
bit, yeah.
with the Bella twins. They don't have that anymore. They used to be. I mean, I think the Kardashians kind of anchored them for a long time.
Yeah.
But the new show is going to be Luann, Sonia, Jill, Kelly, and Ramona.
That's a great cast.
Yes.
That's a great cast.
And apparently, while it's, I'm trying to find the article, but while it's Real Housewives of New York, it's going to be set in Florida.
Oh, wow.
Which is where they all live now.
That's okay. That's great. I love it. I just feel like they're just good. That's a fun group to watch.
Yeah. Bethany will not be on it, but she did make a TikTok about it, and she said that it is going to be so great. And she said Ramona is going to come onto the show like a bear out of hibernation that hasn't eaten. And she is just going to unleash, and that's going to make great TV. And she kind of went into talking about, she was very complimentary of the show.
Yeah.
Didn't say that she was going to do it, but she was like, good for them. Because she said, Bravo really lost, like you can't replicate New York. You can't replicate the magic that they had and how that really shifted pop culture. And she was talking about how when they first came on the scene that it was, she said it kind of reminded her of the Palm Beach show. Mm-hmm. What is that, members only? And how the press was pushing them as like these socialites in New York, but she was like, we were nobody. And it pissed all these socialites off. But like eventually we kind of forged our own path. That path cannot be replicated.
Yeah.
So I'm very excited to see it.
I think it's a great cast. There's one person that I wish they had that they don't have.
Oh, wait, hold on. Let me read that list again and figure out who it is. Okay. So they have Ramona, they have Luann, they have Jill, they have Kelly, and they have Sonia.
Yep, there's one person I wish they had.
I have a few people that I want cameos from, and maybe I want a Caroline Radswell.
She's not
cameo.
the one that I'm thinking.
Heather?
Nope. There's
Alex
one,
McCord?
Yes. You know why? Because I did not appreciate Alex McCord when I used to watch her, but she was so ridiculous, her and her husband, and they were just so, how do I say this in the nicest way possible? They were so...
thirsty?
In a way, maybe, but they were so unaware of themselves.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like they were kind of this is so mean.
I don't think you would like her now, though, because they're aware.
Okay, so now they're aware, but they were like, they just thought they were so cool.
I mean,
and
the whole cast did.
Not, and then they were, but they were just like so like obsessed, maybe like a little self-obsessed with each other and themselves and like their whole kids, like Johan and whatever. And they were obnoxious. But now I feel like it was in the best way. Like there are so many things that they brought to New York that I didn't appreciate. But whenever they weren't there, I think you really appreciated it. Like kind of just a little ridiculous. And I don't know. I wish they had them, but only if they're the same as they used to be.
I don't think any of them are. I mean, except for Ramona. I think Ramona is still blindly unaware.
Because Alex, if I remember correctly, almost felt like an outsider. But she was so like to everybody else. Because I remember she lived in, where does she live?
She lived in Brooklyn.
She lived in Brooklyn, which I guess at the time wasn't, I think now it's probably different. But
Brooklyn's
I think at the
now
time,
a hot neighborhood. Yeah, it wasn't the time.
I think at the time it wasn't the hot neighborhood. She wasn't like the cool girl, but she was delusionally thinking Like, you know what I'm saying? But they just thought they were the most amazing people ever. And I really appreciated it. And I just liked her and Kelly together because they were so unique. Like, do you remember whenever Kelly did that modeling thing of her, like walking?
Yes.
I don't know. There were moments of Alex McCord that she was so awkwardly amazing. Like very quirky.
Well, now she lives in Australia.
Yeah, so that's why she's not in it. But I do think that she brought something. And I did not think that when I used to watch it. But looking back, her and her husband brought this like quirky, like almost ridiculousness that I really added to that show.
I'm excited. I think the Real Houses of New York, but in Florida is like the most perfect setting.
Makes no sense, which is Housewives of New York.
Yeah, it's so them. It just makes a lot of sense. Okay, we need to talk about this theory that I just saw on TikTok, and I've held this in for the last 3 minutes. It's been really hard. This is very interesting. I was actually sitting outside last night with Zach, and he was like, "Have you read these Epstein files?" And I was like, "No." I didn't even realize that like more stuff came out.
Oh no, me neither.
It hasn't like hit the news at all. And he was like going through it, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, there are like, I mean, tons of photos." You have to do a whole deep dive." But then, so I was, that's
weird that it's not like
disturbing.
Yeah.
Well, I have my own
very
theories on
well-known people.
Incredibly. So there's a lot on Prince Andrew, a lot.
Oh, okay.
And like photos of him with like naked underage girls.
Oh, jeez.
It's like there was a girl that was like passed out on the ground naked, and he was like hovering over her. Like, don't know if he was checking to see if like she had a pulse or what, but very disturbing. So someone posted on TikTok, they said, "I have a theory. What if Diana knew what was going on? What if Diana knew what was going on with Prince Andrew and with Epstein, and they had to get rid of her?"
Has it been going on that long?
Yeah. She died in 97.
Oh, shoot. I just feel like
this is like early in the 90s that all this was
When she died,
happening.
I was working at Homeland. I just felt like that was a whole nother, I was like 16, 17.
I could see that being a very real thing.
Maybe.
Whoever knows. But the media's got a lot going on right now. I don't know why we're missing the Epstein files, but holy cow. We need to do a whole recap. I need to like read it all and figure it all out and really know what we're talking about. But the stuff I've seen so far, oh, wow.
That's insane. Yeah, it's weird that it's not really talked about. But I did not hear about it, which isn't saying a lot because I really do not watch the news. I used
it's not on the news. The only people talking about it are people on TikTok, which is crazy. It's not on the news.
That's so crazy. Yeah, I really do. Okay, well, that makes sense because I really don't watch the news. I feel like I watched the news during COVID and it really got depressing. So I just was like, you know what? I just feel like for my mental health, I need to be a little unaware of the world around me, which isn't the healthiest thing, but for me it is. Okay, peace and ignorance is the way I live my life. But yeah, it's nothing's been talked about. That's really interesting.
It's whoa. I think it's, and mind you, this is like a fraction of what's gonna come out, but there's a lot. It's deep. There's like deaths. There's a lot.
I did see something on TikTok this morning. This doctor did where I guess this like very, very famous celebrity doctor, like somebody huge, don't know his name because I had never heard of him before, but this like famous TikTok doctor was talking about it, was all up in the Epstein files and like there were like hundreds of messages or emails back and forth between him and Epstein, with him pretty much saying that he can't wait to go back. That he, I think at the time, this kid's very, very young child, like under 5 years old, was in the hospital, like deathly ill. And he didn't go to the hospital because he was with Epstein for his own child. But pretty much all of these emails were him alluding to the fact, like, I can't tell anyone what goes on, but like, but that there was some dark stuff happening. But he was like excited about it. Like he couldn't wait to go back.
There was one piece that I saw this on TikTok, that Bill Gates got an STD, and there are allegedly, and there are conversations between him and Epstein on how he could basically like medicate his wife, Melinda, is her name, without her knowing.
Oh my, that's so disgusting.
Isn't that crazy? Like you have to, I'm going to do a full deep dive and make my notes and then share it with you. But I recommend you do the same because wow.
Trey, because I'm very interested in this. I did see it, and I think it wasn't Melinda. It was maybe somebody else within the Gates family that did an interview on that.
On Epstein?
On him and Epstein, but she was like, that's for you to ask him. Like they were asking, it was like an interview, and she kind of threw it back on Bill. But that makes sense why, I mean, I would totally divorce my spouse if they were on Epstein Island doing all kinds of crazy underage, disgusting, nasty stuff. That's nuts.
Yeah.
Good for her.
Yeah. I'm gonna do a full notes recap for you and get that to you in a few weeks. It's gonna take a minute. All right, we gotta take a break real quick, but when we come back, we have something I'm excited to debate. All right. So I saw this article and I sent this to Stephanie last night.
And then he called me this morning and he said, did you read it? I said, no, but
she said, I didn't need to.
Title alone, I'm pretty sure I know what it's about. So.
Okay. So Diplo doesn't think that it's necessarily gay that another man went down on him. He had a candid revelation that sparked a conversation about sexual fluidity and personal identity. So this article goes on to say that his openness has sparked conversations about what it means to be sexually fluid and how to define sexual identity. So what he said was... Basically, he said, I'm sure I've gotten a blowjob from a guy before for sure. I don't know if it's gay unless you make eye contact while the blowjob is happening. And then he just goes on to say that he's not gay, but he said, I think the best answer I have is that I'm not gay. Well...
What? Okay, first of all, I have a problem with this. First of all, I'm sure I got you you did. That is something that's not like a little thing. You know that happened or that didn't happen. Not, I'm sure that I possibly maybe have gotten one. Like, you know that. I'm sorry. But if I did that with a girl, I would know for sure that happened.
Well, so then this led this article to go into like a study that like bro jobs are more common than not. And then I was reading the comments and the comments were like, oh yeah, I mean, I have like a handful of straight friends that have had like, you know, an encounter with other guys. And like, I mean, the comments were a lot of people that were like, oh yeah, like once, but like I'm straight now. And I was like, is the gay agenda working? What's going on here?
Okay. So I told you about my friend in college who turned out to be gay. Remember? Yes. This was maybe a few episodes ago. And whenever he came out to, at the time, my fiance and he was not Travis, but back in my Oklahoma life, another lifetime ago, he told me about all of these guys that I knew in college that were like, you know, guys that were actively dating girls who I would swear were straight, that he had done stuff with and who had done stuff with him. And I was like, what in the world? Blew my mind. Not him. I always felt like he was, if I'm going to be honest, my friends and I always said he's a blowjob boy from being gay. Because I felt like he, you know, kind of like you. But you were already, I didn't feel like you were that. I felt like you always were gay, but you were just not ready to tell me yet. But this guy, I always kind of felt like he was gay. But never the people that he was saying he did stuff with, I would swear were straight. Like there was not like, I don't know. I think if you do that, I mean.
Well, so I looked this up. So 1 in every 8 straight men said they have had some sort of sexual encounter with a man.
So they were curious.
Yes.
So I feel like then that means you're maybe a little bi.
I think that's a little gay.
I mean, right?
I mean, listen, if you put a wiener in your mouth, there's no going back from that.
I mean, but some people did. Like he still says, yeah, he went back from it. He went back and forth, obviously.
Well, do you think it's different if you're the receiver versus the giver?
No, I just think for me as a girl, if any of my friends or stuff, if I was like out and some girl was wanting to do, I would be like, no, I'm just not like.
Do you remember there was a girl that I knew that worked for someone that we knew? And I remember she like randomly dropped on me one day. She was like, oh yeah, my husband's been with guys. And I was like, I'm sorry, what? Your husband has been with what? And she was like, oh yeah, like in college, like he dated a few guys. And I was like, oh, he dated a few. That's a whole different story.
No.
And then she was like, yeah, but like it was a phase. He's over it. It's past. Well, he ended up leaving her for a guy. And I was like, well, I told you how this story was going to end.
I'm sorry, but as a woman, like if I dated somebody, add this to, remember the one that I did, give, the daughter dating lessons, add this to that. Have your daughter come back in. If I dated somebody and they had been with men before, I would not like keep going with that relationship, because I would think, okay, obviously first of all, that's too many things for me. Like if you like men and women, like I can't even trust you to go on a guy's trip. Like there's no trust. Like I would forever, I'm not the girl.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Right? Like I just couldn't ever trust you. I would be like, everybody would be.
It would make you very insecure.
I would be super insecure. I'd be like, damn. I'd watch a movie and I'd be like, damn, he's hot and she's hot. And my man's probably like lusting after both of them. Like I would not feel like I was enough for that person.
Mm-hmm. I've had girlfriends and I've been like, hey, you're good. Like I don't know that he's really swinging for your team. This is like forever ago, and they're like, "Well, don't try anything." And I'm like, "Girl, if I get him, you don't want him back."
Okay, so here's the deal: if Trey tried to get with Travis and Travis was, I would be like, "Okay, then Travis, you are not. You're not. Like I'm not your person."
Right.
But I would rather know that before 2 kids, because then it's like, I mean, because I think both know people who. Travis and I have a mutual friend who got married to this girl, and she has 5 kids with a doctor, and the doctor left her for a man. Like he left her to be with a man, and
I know this person.
This person's, it's like her ex-husband's the one that,
okay.
Yeah. And so this guy married her, but like, that would just be like, so I just feel like at that, you always knew you were probably a gay guy, right? Like you were just, I don't know. But also then I just don't understand. I know some people are bisexual. I just would feel like, okay, everybody is a threat to my marriage. Like if you're on a guy's trip, are you like I wouldn't feel comfortable. Like, are you sharing a room? Because obviously you are attracted to everybody. So that would stress me out. Like there's nothing like besides animals that you don't find attractive. Like what am I going to do?
Yeah. I have a friend actually who was married to a girl for 10 years and is now married to a guy. And I'm always like, you were married to a girl? Like how'd that happen? I
mean, there are bisexual people, right? So there are people who are attracted to both men and women. I just feel like it would stress me out if I was with somebody who was attracted to both, because they would not be able to have any friends. Like that's the only thing. Like I would be like, do you have friends? Yes. Okay. We can't date because boys or girls, I can't trust you.
Well, long story short, I think we're both in agreement that if you.
But what would you do if Zach was like with guys and girls? Would you date somebody who liked guys and
no, I mean, I think that would stress me out a little bit too. Yeah.
Yeah. Cause you're like, honestly, I told Trey, cause I was like, as a gay man, does it ever stress you out? Like, cause you guys are all like going on trips together and stuff. I was like, but you're all probably like, attracted to each other. But yeah, I guess at that point, right?
What do you mean we're all attracted to each other?
Well, I mean, you like guys. So all these guys, so if like, is it hard to like have friends and like be in relationship and have your partner or your people you date hang out with other guys, like.
No, this is actually a very easy answer. And I'll give it to you when we come back after this. Okay, here's my answer to this. So you're saying that
like, okay, so for example, if you're like, okay, so if Travis and I are dating or married, or me or any guy, and it would be like him having all these girlfriends that he's friends with, who he would be like sexually attracted to if he was single, right? Like to that sex because he's straight, and them going on all these trips together and everything. That would make me very uneasy, right?
Yes.
But I feel like that's different for you, right? That you were saying.
Because I have respect for my relationship. And there are a lot of people that don't. And that is I found someone that also has respect for my relationship, but that is like, trust is the foundation of that relationship. And if there's ever a moment where I don't trust something, then there's a problem. Like, but that's a bigger problem than just going on a trip with somebody. But I mean, I am not attracted to, I mean, one, I'm not friends with anyone that I've ever slept with or dated or like that. No. Yeah. But yeah, I respect my relationship and I make sure that anyone around me respects my relationship. If they don't, I run them over with my car.
Yeah. So that's good. Okay. So you just have like very big, but also I feel like you and Zach hang out with other couples too, which is a very safe thing.
Which I think is very important. Like we've,
like you don't, you don't have people.
We're building life together. He doesn't have his friends versus my friends. I mean, like he does have friends that are more his than mine, but like we very much know each other's world. But that would drive, if I didn't know his friends and he was going on trips with people, like that would be a huge trust issue. Like no one will make me crazy. I was born this way. Like I'll pull it out if I need to.
No, I just think it's really interesting. But but I feel like you and Zach, all of your friends are mostly in a committed relationship that you hang out with. And also they're all...
But also what I have, and this is very important.
You guys aren't in a party life.
But I also have friends that hold me accountable to my relationship too. Like Zach would never worry about Jordan and I going on a trip and like sleeping together. That would never happen. Yeah,
even though Jordan is a very attractive guy. But
he knows but that would never. Like, no, I respect my relationship. He does, and that's not even. No. So whoops.
See, the more you know. See,
the more you know.
Have a very different.
Okay, we need to talk about. This makes me really sad. The Kelly Clarkson show is coming to an end.
See, I didn't know that either. Like I'm telling you,
well, she announced it last night.
Oh, okay.
So I'll give you a pass on this one. She announced last night that she is going to end her show after 7 seasons. So she moved her show from LA, moved her whole crew and her family from LA to New York. And her reason was that her mental health was suffering. She felt like she was not giving her kids a good life in LA and she wanted to be closer to her family. So she uprooted everyone, moved them all to New York. I think this was also during her divorce. But she paused her Vegas residency in the fall of last year because her ex-husband suddenly passed away.
Oh gosh, I forgot about that.
I want to say it was cancer. And he passed away. So I don't think she's leaving New York, but basically she said, I'm calling it because I need to be a mom right now, not a talk show host.
Yeah.
And she was like, I'll do, tours or I'll do, concerts here and there. But like right now, my main focus is my kids and they have one parent and I want that to be my job in life right now.
So
good for her.
I've never watched her talk show, but I do. Every time I see a video of her singing with somebody else, I will watch it.
That's what I was going to say.
Without fail, she should do some kind of show revolving around that because I think that is what people love.
That's what all the comments are. They're like, your show could end, that's fine, but we need your covers still. And I think artists everywhere are rejoicing because when you have the Kelly Clarkson effect on a song, when she sings your song, that's now her song.
But you know what?
Because she crushes it.
You know what I appreciate about her though is whenever she does sing with an artist, especially an artist that isn't as strong vocally as her, she will kind of lower her level.
Did you watch the Amanda Seyfried video?
Yes, and it was
a beautiful disaster.
It was great, and I felt like she lets them shine, even though she could blow them out of the water. She always lets people shine. I think that's a really beautiful gift.
She is a very confident artist. She's very confident in her ability, and she lets other people shine because she knows that she can do it. And she's not worried about that. But I've watched that TikTok of her singing Beautiful Disaster with Amanda Seyfried like 25 times.
I think that's the best Amanda Seyfried's ever sang. Like,
I think so too. And I think that song is stuck in my head. When I tell you like it has a hold on me right now, I sing it in the car. I sing it in the shower. Like I just need her cover. She did a karaoke album a few years ago and covered like 5 different songs, and one of them was Billie Eilish's Happier Than Ever, and it was right during her divorce, and she like changed some words to make it a little more painful to her ex-husband. But yeah, she is just such a talented singer. That's what I'm gonna miss is the covers, not the show.
She should do like a social media thing. There's these 2 guys, I'm sure you've seen them, maybe or maybe not, maybe it's just my FYP, which usually is a little messed up, but this is a good one. So you've seen these 2 guys, they have the most beautiful voice and they will sing with like different musicians or
in the kitchen.
Yes, in the kitchen. And they're amazing. Like I love watching them. And my favorite one was whenever they did it with Leah. How do you say her last name? She's the one that like very famous. She was
Leona Lewis.
Huh?
Leona Lewis?
No, Leah. She is like a famous like Broadway star, but she was one of the Disney princesses. And
yes. I know what you're talking about.
Reflections. Whenever she sang that, I love her voice. She's like one of my favorites, even though Salgona or something. But she's amazing. She was also like the very first Miss Saigon. If you've seen that music, but I love her voice. I love her voice. She's super talented. But I love whenever they do those little mashups. I think Kelly Clarkson should do something along those lines because people really enjoy that aspect of her, but just do something like very social media, low key.
She is just so effortlessly talented. She is doing this Vegas residency and I've been trying to get tickets to it forever and I just can't find a date, but I'm going to go see her. She's doing something like a Houston rodeo next month. She is a great concert and she is so ADD. She will like talk and make jokes the whole time, but she can sing. That girl, it's like, what a powerhouse. But also, so on top of the Kelly Clarkson show ending, Sherry Shepherd, she took over Wendy Williams' time slot. That is also coming to an end. I miss Wendy Williams.
I don't know who Sherry Shepherd is too. What
Sherry
is wrong
Shepherd,
with
she's an
me?
actress. She was on, I think she was on The View for a while.
Okay.
And then they gave her own show because Kelly replaced Ellen.
Okay.
And Sherry replaced Wendy. But I think we need Wendy back. And I don't know that she's in the spot to do it, but I still get Wendy's talk show like clips on my TikTok. And wow, what a pop culture moment Wendy Williams was. Justice for Wendy.
I mean, yeah, she was messy.
She was brutal. Messy.
Yeah, she was messy. She was super messy.
It was really interesting. Okay, Real Housewives of Potomac. I have not been watching this season, but I did watch this last week's episode because this was Karen's coming home episode. So the cameras meet her in the car at jail, picking her up. Taking her
I forgot
home.
she went to jail. Okay.
Yeah. She went to jail.
What did she go to
was
jail
sentenced
for?
to a year DWI.
Oh, geez.
She
Okay.
hit a tree or a pole, not someone else, but she was very over the legal limit.
Yeah.
Was trying to throw her weight around that she's a celebrity, didn't work.
Oh, my gosh.
The body cam footage was not great. She was not at the last reunion because she was in rehab, and then she was not in this past season. So this was the first time we've seen her since she went to jail. She was sentenced to a year. She ended up going to trial. She did not take any of the plea deals, and was sentenced to a year. She ended up only serving 6 months. But Andy Cohen, this was kind of weird, and this just that I felt like there was a crossover here because in the episode of Potomac, she goes home, and Andy comes and knocks on her door, and I was like, oh. Big Daddy's here. And he sits down and talks to her.
Okay.
And they do like kind of a whole interview. And the first thing he said was like, if you knew that they had this footage of you, this body cam footage and the police car footage, why would you not have taken a plea deal?
Yeah.
And she said, I refused to watch it before trial. And and that's why it went this way. And he was like, you could have prevented going to jail. You could have you had a community service plea deal. You had a house arrest plea deal, and
she was like,
did not take any of it. And I'll tell you, watching it, I don't think she takes any accountability.
Shoot. Okay, that makes me sad.
Like, she is very much trying to tell you how this happened, and she does not blame alcohol. She blames pills. And she's just trying to not justify it, but make
she
it
was
make
on
sense for any other reason than I made a mistake.
Yeah.
I really messed up. This is not her first DWI or DUI. She's had 4.
Oh, geez.
4. She was at a bar 4 minutes from her house when this, so she thought that she could get home, but then all these restaurants and other places around her house came out and were like, oh yeah, we see her often. She comes here and gets shit-faced. See,
one thing I've will not do, because I'm a horrible driver anyways, is if Travis is not with me and if I'm meeting you anywhere and I think I'm going to have 1 glass of wine, I will Uber. It's just worth it to pay the money to me. And also, I just know people who've ruined their life by drinking and driving.
Yeah.
And I know one girl in Oregon who is kind of friends with one of Travis's siblings. And at a young age, like in college, she was drinking and driving. Now, she wasn't like shit-faced, but she definitely was over the limit. And a car hit her, and that person died, and she went to jail. It was not, the accident was not her fault, but since she was drinking and driving, she went to jail for a few years. So it's just never worth it. Also, for me, and I'll always make sure Chance knows, I'm going to have a glass of wine, so I'm going to Uber. Or sometimes Chance is my little sweet boy will be like, oh, I'll just drive you. I've had him drop me off before, but I can't ask my child to not drink and drive if I'm willing to do it.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, if I have more than 2 drinks, I'm not driving.
Yeah.
Like I kind of have to adhere to this standard because I own a bar and I have a liquor license. If I get a DWI or a DUI, I could lose my liquor license. So then I lose my business. So I've always been like, it's not worth me losing my business and 25 people losing their job for me to drive home when it's an $8 Uber. Yeah.
But it's so crazy.
And let me just tell you, I know people that have gotten DWIs. If you're thinking I can just drive home, a DWI will cost you around $10,000 in legal fees. Like easy. You're looking at an easy 10 grand. So weigh that $8 Uber versus the $10,000 legal battle that you're going to go up. It's not worth it. But yeah, I did not feel like.
I think it's a great opportunity for her to be like, use my life as a lesson. Like, it's not worth it. Don't drink and drive. Did she do that?
Yeah, I didn't feel that she felt that way. I feel like she felt like she has it under control now, and she has drank since then. Just to even like put this in perspective for you, she has drank since then. She does not think the alcohol was the problem. She thinks the pills that she was taking were the problem. And Andy was like, well, the problem is that you put them together and there was too much of both. So,
but also I think that you have said, you should not mix like certain pills and and alcohol. Like, I know if I take a prescription pill, like Xanax, for example, you should not you should not. But also I think people who are doing those weight loss shots, really, your body metabolizes so much slower, doesn't it? Slow down your digestive system, so you get drunk a lot faster. My body, based on my 23andMe, does not metabolize alcohol well at all. Like I can have 2 drinks. Like I told Travis, I'm like a 3-drink maximum. I know that. 2 drinks, I'm great, but 3 drinks, I feel horrible the next day. And a lot of people can drink more than that, but I can have 3 Moscow mules, and that's about it. My body just does not metabolize it very quickly.
I hate nothing more than waking up and still feeling drunk.
Yeah, it's horrible. Oh. It's horrible.
And that's one of the problems with like GLP-1 is it slows down your metabolism by you're looking like 3 times the time it will take for your body to metabolize something. And that's what makes you full longer. But with alcohol, you will. If you go to bed shit-faced and you're on GLP-1, you will wake up still shit-faced. That sucks.
Yes. Well, I'm wondering if she was, I feel like so many people are on those. I don't know if she is or not. I've not watched Potomac in forever. But I'm wondering if
Well, she didn't say what she was on. She said that she could not say because she could get sued if she said what she would. I'm sure we can look it up and find out what she took. But, who knows? But I was unimpressed by the response that she gave, and well,
that's too bad.
Me, but that's all I got.
Yeah. Okay. Well, on that note, thank you guys so much for listening and supporting. You can follow me at Steph Holman on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok.
You can follow me at Trey_Stewart. You can follow our podcast, BS the Podcast, and you can watch us on YouTube at Weekly Dose of BS. Bye.
Yay Media Group.